Good morning, my friends. It's Thursday, May 14th. I can't believe it's already mid-May. I'm Dana Corsello. I'm the Canon Vicar of Washington National Cathedral, and I'm coming to you from Resurrection Chapel. I want to begin this morning with just three short pieces of scripture. So listen for the theme. Listen, see if you can pick out the theme. This is from Luke. Because of the tender mercy of our God, whereby the sunrise shall visit us from on high, to give light to those who sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace. And this is from John. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives to you, but I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. And then finally from 2 Corinthians. Finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Aim for restoration, comfort one another, agree with one another, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. So obviously it's about peace, isn't it, my friends? Peace be with you. You know, we say that during our worship every week, and I was chatting with a friend recently, and she said, you know, one of the things I miss about being together at church or in the cathedral or anywhere we worship, I miss the peace. I miss the peace. I miss touching, hugging, holding, you know, just that intimacy with people. And she told me the funniest story. She grew up thinking that the peace was just something you did at halftime or intermission. That's what she called it as a child. But she told this story about how her mother every Sunday morning would fret. Her mother, Randy, would fret, and get the two kids, Stevie and her brother, Trent, ready for church. And they had to be perfectly coiffed and dressed. And she had to look her best too. And she's running around getting breakfast, getting them dressed. And of course, you know, they're messing up their clothes before they even get out the door. And her father is sitting there reading the paper going, Randy, we're gonna be late. And of course, she, before they even get out of the house, says the Lord's name in vain. You can imagine what that would be. Well, if you would help me, we can be on time for church. Okay, so they, in the whole way in the car to church, right? They're going at each other. It's not pretty. It's very stressful, and they do it every single week. They have this routine of they're already mad at each other before they even get to church. And then she tells me that they get to church, Mom and Dad sit here. They always sat next to each other. Stevie and Trent sat here. And then at halftime, you know, the priest would say, the peace of the Lord be always with you, and also with you. And she said, growing up, she finally realized how important this was, because without fail, every Sunday, her parents would kiss, and they would hug, and they would apologize for what just had happened. And they would apologize to each other for what had happened during the week. So she witnessed as a child this act of reconciliation and love. I mean, how beautiful. Can you imagine if you grew up seeing your parents hugging and kissing and saying, I'm sorry, every Sunday in church? It just brings tears to my eyes. And so I've been thinking about this. And I had a pretty tough week with my older son last week. I had to take to the bed, you know, one day. He just was not doing his homework, and we get an email from his teacher. What's wrong with him? What's going on with him? Why isn't he turning his assignments? And every day I'd been harping on him. You know, I don't understand why you're not doing your homework, why you're not turning in I just don't get what your issue is. You know, I'm getting angry. And for the first time in his life, I actually got tired of him. I was just like, I'm done. I'm so tired of you right now. I don't even want to see you. And something happened a few hours later. You know, there he was in the kitchen wanting something to eat. And I thought, no, I can't get away with that, and he can't get away with it. And I walked up to him and I said, you have to hug me. You know what I mean? And we literally shared the peace. I mean, we shared the peace in my kitchen. And I felt so much better for it. I mean, I really did. It was as if this And I know what it is now. It's grace. It was as if I could say to him, no matter what, I love you and peace be with you. That's what it is. The peace it's a free gift of unearned grace that we all receive from God. We all receive it. So my friends, whether you're alone or you're at home with too many people in your house right now, why don't you exchange the peace with those right there in your house? I'm telling you right now, it's going to make you feel a lot better. So, the peace of the Lord be always with you. And I heard it, and also with you. So I want to end with this really beautiful blessing. Let me find my page. I should have it memorized, but I don't. It's a Celtic blessing. I love my Celtic theology. So blessed are you, creator and giver of peace. Peace be upon us. Peace be upon this place. Peace be upon this day. The deep, deep peace of God, which the world cannot give, be upon us and remain with us always. Amen.
I came down from heaven and I danced on the earth. At Bethlehem I had my birth. Dance then wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he.
I dance for the stripe and the brothers sing, but they would not dance and they wouldn't follow me. I dance for the fishermen, for James and John. They came with me and the dance went on. Dance then wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he.
I danced on the Sabbath and I cured the lame. The holy people said it was a shame. They whipped and they stripped and they hung me.